This is Scenic Roots. I'm Ray Bassett. Thanks for joining us. From hip-hop and R&B to jazz and neo-soul, from his vocals to the saxophone to the piano, Swayyvo is an artist here in Chattanooga who, as a musician and a producer, breaks barriers across genres. This weekend, he's the local opening act for Riverfront Nights, the free concert series presented by Tennessee Valley Federal Credit Union this Saturday, starting at 6 p.m. at Ross's Landing. Swayyvo, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely. Anytime. Every time.
Tell us what you're going to bring to Riverfront Nights. It's a very special atmosphere. It's down by the river. You're no stranger to that place.
No, I love it. I did it last year and I loved it. I was well received there. So this time I plan to come just a little different. Same group. I'm still bringing my guys. They are going to be with me forever, they're my guys. But this time I plan to bring a lot of soul, a lot of dance music, a lot of familiar tunes. Definitely want to bring out a multitude of different demographics out. Like I want to bring everybody. I'll bring something for everybody so nobody's left out. No matter what hue, color you are, no matter what age group, male, female, it doesn't matter who you are, I'm going to have something for you for sure.
How much of it might be your own material? How much of it might be shout outs and callbacks to artists we know, we love, artists who've influenced you?
Oh, that's a great question. So this time I will be doing a lot of stuff different. About, I'm going to say 30-40% of the set will be mixes between familiar tunes and my own music, originals. So I'll do quite a few originals this time, because usually when I come with band, we do a lot of covers, a lot of familiar covers. So I'm still going to do that. But this time I'm going to mix in a lot of originals, but they're going to be to some familiar tunes that I think people are going to get a kick out of.
What else you've been working on lately?
Honestly, here lately, I've been kind of broadening my scope. I love music. I'm going to be a musician forever, but I personally don't like the idea of touring when I'm 50 and 60. I personally don't want to, I want to be able to spend a lot of time with my family, watch the generations come up under me, So I'm focusing in on a lot of just like different investments. So I'm into cars. I know cars are going to be here forever. So I found something. I can't give everything right now because I'm still working on it. But I'm an influencer for a really big company that deals with cars. So the passion of just automotive, big wheel racing, big wheel, those types of things, and then also being an influencer have collided with me and propelled me into something that I have low-key dreamed of for a minute. So seeing that come to fruition has been great. But I also still do have a lot of music coming out. I just dropped 2 videos, one for Shut 'Em Up. I dropped it like a week ago. You can find that on all streaming platforms. Shut 'Em Up by Swayyvo, Swayvo. That song is a smash for sure, and I've never heard anything like it. I'm a big fan of drums and cadence and bounce. What I can say is if anybody can find a song with a similar bounce, drinks on me. You know what I'm saying? I know I have something that is a one of ones. I've never heard anything like it, and it's one of my favorite songs that I've done personally. So yeah, definitely check out that song. So I just shot a video dealing with cars as well. So definitely pulled the cars out. Cars on 26s, we definitely pulled the city out, pulled the car community out for this one. But yeah, man, stuff like that. Got a lot of shows coming out. Obviously, August 9th is going to be a big deal. I'm going to make a big deal out of it, pull my guys out, and do some original stuff. You might hear that song. You might, or a variation of it. We'll see.
We won't know until you do it what kind of style you might bring, whether we're talking about the saxophone or we're talking about it in the key of soul or the key of hip-hop or some sort of mix.
All of it. It'll be all of it. All of it. Might be might do a little bit of yacht rock too, since I'm opening for a yacht rock.
Well, down by the river, right?
Yeah, down by the riverside.
You talk about younger generations coming up. Who are you listening to that's coming up, whether they're around here or they're from around the country or around the world?
Who am I listening to? Well, I'm going to be honest, man. I don't really like the direction that the younger generation is taking hip-hop at all. The older guys right now, I've been on Pusha T. Even Tyler, the Creator, has been putting out some really good stuff. a lot of Maxo Cream. It's kind of all over the place, but like the younger guys, you know, they got caught in like what I call a conveyor belt, where it's just kind of like they just kind of throw it together because it sounds like everything else, and then they ship it off. You know,
they follow the formula.
Yeah. I'm against the formula 100%. So I haven't really found anybody that presses me. Smino is a great one. Smino. He's a great one. Saba is a great one. So those are some young guys, but they really got something to talk about. They're really creative. They don't sound like anybody. So really, anybody who is on that wave is definitely an influence for me, because I have also caught myself getting caught up in trying to do the whole conveyor belt thing, and it doesn't ever work out for me. It sounds good, but it's like I don't know how to promote it because it doesn't make sense for me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm an artist. I like art, not people who like make beats and like put words on songs just to, you know, make a dime out of it or because it's popping.
And talk about how you see the music scene here in Chattanooga. You're no stranger to Riverfront nights, but it's always a challenge for an artist, whether we're talking music or otherwise. And there's a unique set of challenges that a lot of musicians face in this town right now, as supportive as this town is.
Right. I gotta be brutally honest. I do like the direction that the music scene is going currently. I do think that there are a lot of artists who are getting their proper just due currently. People like Tana 913 is blowing up out of here, and I love to see it. Baby Mother is still doing her thing. I love to see it. Swayyvo is still doing his thing. Tut. It's quite a few, man. TSD, the Running Man, Clown. It's a bunch of art. Quattro Cinco is doing his thing for sure. It's a bunch of artists out of, and I don't want to leave anybody out. That's why I hate naming names, because it always gets me. But those definitely jump out to me for a reason. So I will say that those jump out to me for a reason, because they're doing it right. They're doing something that definitely has people's attention. I love to see it. But outside of that, as for everybody else, the climate of just the hip hop scene, or I could say lump into a whole thing, the music scene, we aren't investing into ourselves. There's a money issue. I feel like artists sometimes are scared to do other things to make money for themselves in order to put themselves in front of people. They're like relying on music to pay the bills and to market them and to do the tour and to make the shows and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I feel like Chattanooga artists, there's something missing just as far as how do they make money and sustain themselves? How do they invest? What do they invest in? It's like marketing is non-existent for our artists here, and I feel like that's the main issue. Like there's not being anybody who has really good marketing behind them, and that takes money to do the proper marketing. It takes money, you know. We can do reels and stuff all day, but at the end of the day, we need that bag.
And the marketing, even with all the money, you've got to have the story. You got to be able to tell the story. Right. You got to be able to tell your own story, and you have done that again and again in the way that you know how.
Yeah, I do my very best. I always felt like one thing that held Swayyvo back is the fact that my story is so diverse, because I can talk about a range of things. And on the outside looking in, it's like, it's hard to put the story to get it together in order to sell it. And I'm good at marketing, but I do that. You know what I'm saying? So I can sell an ice cube to an Eskimo. I'm a salesman. I've done it in corporate. I've done it for other artists and seen them prosper. But it's just something about the Swayyvo brand I can't quite because it's like I could just sell me as a saxophone player, but it's like this whole other side of me that's equally as important. So it's like meshing them together has always been a task. It's always been a task, but I mean, all I can do is be myself, and I'm here for the long haul. It's in me, not on me. So I'm going to be here forever, man. So at some point, I'm going to land on some stage where people are going to get it. But right now, man, I'm slow cooking it.
I think they're getting it on the way to the slow cooking, for sure.
For sure.
And I just remember one time I asked you why you spell Swayyvo with two Y's, and you said two Y's because you're too wise.
Too wise. The understanding of it is all there. It's all there. It's all there. But I'm not rushing anything. I feel like the time is for sure coming, just because how the universe works. I feel like it usually works in my favor. It's always going to work in my favor. I feel blessed for sure to have this capability forever. Like, it'll never die, like, until I do. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll definitely have my time.
The universe will have a front row seat at Riverfront Nights for Swayyvo and the band on Saturday, August 9th, for people who want to check out that concert and the rest of the free concert series. They can go to riverfrontnights.com. For people who want to keep up on everything you're doing, where can they go?
You can follow me on Instagram, SWAYYVO, the number 1. Facebook, just SWAYYVO. Any search bar, Google, wherever it is, SWAYYVO. You can find me there. Also, United Masters have a website attached through their platform. Just type in Swayyvo, you'll find me there as well.
All right, Swayyvo, thanks so much.
Absolutely, anytime. It's always good to see you, bro.
You too.
Don't be stuck up. If I take it with me, can you keep it hush hush? I like it rough, back it up, yeah.
At Barking Legs Theater here in Chattanooga, the performances are known for spilling the tea. This weekend, a fashion dance showcase at Barking Legs on Saturday and Sunday at 5 p.m. will unpack the movement and the moment. It's a collaboration between Cherry Jordan and her Runway Rebels with Ann Law of Barking Legs and Coach Cherokee. I spoke with Cherry, Ann, and Marcus Ellsworth of Barking Legs, who will be the MC. Ann, Marcus, Cherry, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Ray.
We're back to tea.
TEA.
At Barking Legs. Let's talk about the movement. Let's talk about the fashion. Let's talk about the dance.
My contribution with this collab that I'm having with Anne is bringing the heritage and the legacy of fashion and art, because it withstands time forever. You can always count on art to be the most indelible thing during a time where we need each other. And the fashion is American style. It's classic American style, from Jackie O to street style and everything in between. We focused on, the ad was Rosie the Riveter because of her grit, her strength, the fact that she was the one. The women like Rosie were the ones that supported the war movement by building parts of the plane. And before that, there were women raising their children while husbands were at home, and they had looks. They all had a fashionable look, bustles, and that was that. And then there were the women who made shoes. They formed the first union, and many people don't know that. And in 1912, there was the first woman. What's for me about the grit and resilience of women was the first vote was cast in Chattanooga, and that made me really, really excited. But also, the American look has always been very, very definitive. From Jackie O to even Madonna to Josephine Baker, we have had the movie icons. We've had looks evolving from the short jacket, the blazer, then the greatcoat. Now it's the duster. So we have been always, that's some of the things you're going to see as part of the fashion show. And we're choosing red, white, and blue for that, and olive green for the fight, because women are now 4-star generals and power girl bosses, they call them, but there's nothing about being girlish. They've broken the glass ceiling. So we're going to be representing that look as well. In addition to iconic chefs, just everything that's important in the world are being led by women, and American women are very brave to take that, and we're going to profile that with fashion and everything that's going to be happening at the Barking Legs.
Yeah, and how we kind of put this wild combination of artists together was we were at a arts advocacy meeting at City Hall, and it was afterwards that we were like, oh, hey, so where's our voice? So what are we doing? How are we going to collaborate? How are you going to make this next piece like really pop it so that we can challenge ourselves, but most of all, bring the art to stimulate the conversation in our community. So when things are coming at you left and right every day and you're exhausted when you lay down at night, this is the show that's going to jack you up and go, oh my gosh, you've got me thinking. And that's what we do. We make people think in a totally different way. We're going back to 4 decades of music as our base, from war songs to protest songs, from Woody Guthrie's all the way up. And like Jerry was saying, fashion led a lot of this movement forward. So did dance. I mean, what happened in the 1960s with the war protests? My God, what happened? All of a sudden, women decided we didn't have to hold your hand anymore. And we started dancing independently. And all of a sudden, there was that freedom of expression. I mean, the revolution has always happened on the dance floor.
It's of cultural importance.
You have fashion, you have dance, and then you have an MC.
Yes. So I'll be guiding the audience through this experience because we take this look back at American history, how music and movement and fashion have always been where Americans express themselves. Because you look at even like, we think about protest movements, but like what makes it fashionable is when you have working class people putting themselves into the spotlight to say, this is what we need and want as Americans. All of a sudden, that's cool. All of a sudden, that's fashion. You look at the history of the musical artists that we're going to be presenting up here. You've got Jimi Hendrix, and you got Woody Guthrie, as Ann said, all the way up to like Erykah Badu and Janelle Monáe. These are all people who come from working class backgrounds and who, when they write this music, when they express themselves around the needs of the people, it resonates with us because they're speaking to our own collective experiences as Americans. So when you come to this show, you're not just sitting there taking in a fashion show. You're not just sitting there taking in a dance concert. You're going to be on the stage with us as the audience. You're going to be in this conversation with us. I'm going to be talking to you. I want to know what you're thinking and you're feeling throughout this. We're going to be literally sipping tea and having a conversation as this all goes on. Spilling tea, sipping tea, serving tea. Yes. It's going to be fun.
Nothing to do with the app.
No.
And that was also the reason why we decided, let's make this a 5 p.m. thing. Mm-hmm. You know, you come in, you got your kind of your summer clothes on, you're going to have some sweet tea there, and you're going to join us with food from our soon-to-be neighbors across the street, Mac's Kitchen and Bar.
And there's going to be rum punch, and there's going to be lots of fun nibbles. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. And you are getting a whole lot of really great experience and historic memorabilia in every aspect through dance. The dancing is going to be phenomenal. The music, like Ann said, is going to be really special, how we weave it through. And for me, the music is really important because people are saying what we couldn't say. People are feeling what we couldn't feel. And people are going to be feeling really united and indivisible because of this event and the effect of the show.
We made this very affordable, $25.
Amazing.
Starting on Saturday, 5 p.m., Sunday, 5 p.m. We've got it all for you so we can have an incredible time. It's going to be so much fun.
Come on out, people.
And there's something about saying things through fashion, through music, through dance that is at the heart of all this.
Yes. And Ray, I have to say one more thing because my base of dance expression has always been improvisation, and I have met the next generation of improvisers, and they are amazing. I will say that we have a multi-generational base coming together to collaborate. They're teaching me as much as I'm teaching them. I'm like just blown away by our connections, and they correct me. They correct me all the time. I go, no, Ann, we don't say that. No, Ann, we don't do that. I mean, to be my age and to continue to learn from your own art form, it's delightful.
Well, and that's something that's at the heart of the show, too, is it's not just the three of us on stage. We have 12 models, I believe, and a bunch of dancers. And in that mix of models and performers, you're going to see the various aspects of our society. You're going to see across various races and genders and sexual orientations and backgrounds that we're all coming together for this show. So we also see this cast as a reflection of America, of everyone coming together just for the sake of art, just for the sake of expression. And that we, as Ann said, we are better artists and we are better people because of coming together and learning from each other.
It's the American way.
And for people who want to check it out and want to keep up on everything at Barking Legs, where can they go online?
BarkingLegs.org. And you can check out our events tab for everything that's coming up. If you really want to stay informed on what's up and coming, make sure to sign up for our newsletter.
Buy your tickets now.
All right, Marcus, Ann, Jerry, thanks so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you,
for
Ray.
having us, Ray.
Yeah, thank
you, Ray.
As we hear and as we open up about challenges to mental health, we encounter opportunities to learn and to heal together. That's the goal of Chattanooga Community Circles Day, a free community event on Saturday, August 16th from noon to 4 p.m. at the downtown Chattanooga Public Library. Antoinette Rollins is the day's organizer.
It is essentially a celebration of mental wellness. I really wanted to bring mental wellness conversations to the forefront in accessible ways and ways that are, dare I say, fun. So Community Circles Day is a day of various small group community circles that are all led by local facilitators. Some of them are mental health professionals. Some of them work with certain populations and things like that that are dealing with mental health situations that are particular to them. But each circle is for everyone, and they will be concurrent so people can kind of get a feel for what they want. And it just really will be a day of learning, supporting, and connecting.
How did you come up with this idea?
I came up with this idea because, actually very funny, I was thinking about flash mobs and how people kind of just break out and dance and people walk around like, well, what are they doing? And I was like, how cool would it be for people to kind of see like a very fun event, people gathering, and they say, what's going on? It's like, oh, we're talking about mental health. And so I just came up with that idea, and it kind of just grew into, why don't we have like different circles, right? Why don't we have intergenerational circles? Why don't we have circles for people of all backgrounds and things like that, to kind of just bring people who would otherwise not communicate with each other about these things or feel like they don't have anywhere to do it and want to do that. And so that's kind of like how it grew out. Since then, as I've been talking to people and getting facilitators, people were like, oh, well, I would love to be a resource. So can I do this there? Can I do that there? So it just really kind of grew out of that.
And why mental health?
Mental health, I think, for one, it is something that we all need to be aware of. I think that a lot of times when we talk about health and wellness, we maybe prioritize our bodies or prioritize our financial health and things like that, our relationships. But a lot of times we don't get the opportunity to kind of just assess and bring awareness to what is going on with us mentally, our emotions, how we process these things. And I know for me, going through my own mental health journey since a teenager, I have had clinical depression and anxiety. And I think for me, in addition to medical resources, what has been really, really helpful in my journey is the holistic approach. And so working out, moving my body, love being by the Tennessee River, getting some nature, working in a field that I love, communicating with my friends, hanging out. And so really a holistic approach. So now my ethos is just kind of sharing that with people and doing it the best way that I know how. And I am very spiritually inclined. I am a tarot reader. And I think mental health and wellness is also, your spiritual wellness can definitely have a positive impact on your mental health. That's really the lens I wanted to come through, and I wanted to share with everybody that this doesn't have to be something that you only talk to someone in a closed room about or only talk to your spouse about. This could be actually something where you can support community and community can support you. And so there is healing in just that sharing and speaking.
How does this approach stand out?
People can walk in and be able to talk through, to listen through, to connect with their community members and a mental health professional for free, which I think is very huge. And so you're not just going there and getting like resources, and you're not just going there maybe doing activities with other people, but you get face to face with therapists. We have a therapist there. We have a director of UTC Center for Wellbeing,
Megan
McKnight. And so these are really things that people, if you are not a student and don't have access to the Wellbeing Center, if you don't have a therapist, you can kind of walk in, and it is a low pressure environment where you can kind of have that face to face and those resources. That's what makes it so unique, is that, wow, I can have face to face and I can actually talk through, work through some things, or just kind of have things top of mind because someone else has worked through it, right? In this space that is fun and interactive and accessible financially and in the middle of our city downtown. Yeah, it's just not your typical wellness fair. We're actually going to be working through some things there.
You're also focused on communities that might not have had the access to something like this.
Everything is super intentional about how we have planned the circles and things like that, but even the location. So we wanted to have it in a free space, a welcoming space. So it is at the Downtown Public Library on the 4th floor, which is already kind of like a fun space. It's accessible through public transit and things like that. And so I wanted to have a space where people who like, oh, maybe I'm not fully insured to where I can kind of go talk to somebody. Maybe I don't know where it is in a city where I can even kind of get to this type of stuff. And then also it centers the voices and the experiences of people who we typically don't talk about in these situations, or they don't really have events that are specified towards them. So like I said, we have Megan McKnight here. So we definitely want to get young adults, college students, people facing financial barriers. We also have the Chattanooga Vet Center will be here. And so the director, Ron Wigley, will be there as well. People who maybe they're a little intimidated by like talk therapy or something like that. And so we have Chatta Sings, we have a drum circle. And so it really is trying to be as accessible for everybody. And so the circles are concurrent. A lot of activities are concurrent. So they're like, I don't know if I really want to talk about navigating life changes, but I would love to sing, and that's kind of a form of healing, right? Or I would love to talk about how I can support people who are going through mental distress. So maybe not me, but maybe a lot of my friends are watching the news a lot, and I just want to be a resource there. And so whatever your experience, we all have mental health and wellness issues, and also just day-to-day routines that we should be doing to kind of keep ourselves as tip-top as we can to the best of our ability. And people are different. And so I wanted to make this variety, but also accessible. I keep saying that, but that is very important.
You are presenting this event thanks in part to a grant from River City Company through its Emerging Producers Program. What's something that you have learned through that experience so far?
Seriously, the power of the team and the power of having a support system. Before the Emerging Producers Program, I was doing events through Alchemy by Ant by myself and kind of going with feelings and things that I've Googled. But this program really helped me set up a professional foundation, and also just getting to be a part of a cohort where there are other people who are putting on events and we get to learn from them. I've gotten contacts, I've gotten advice, I've gotten, hey, maybe you should do this, or have you thought about this? Just being in the room. River City Company was very great about having a lot of organizations and businesses in Chattanooga kind of come by and help us. So I've met so many great people from Arts Build, from the public library, things like that. And so just the power of connection. And I feel like now I have a better support system and support team where at least I can kind of call people if I ever have a question or need.
Chattanooga Community Circles, Saturday, August 16th at the Downtown Chattanooga Public Library. For people who want more information, where can they go online?
They can go to my website, alchemybyant.com. Chattanooga Community Circles Day is right on the homepage. We are also on Instagram at Chat Community Circles.
All right. Antoinette, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Ray.
I'm Ray Bassett. Thanks for listening to Scenic Roots. We come to you from the studios of WUTC at the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga. Email us at scenicroots423@gmail.com. Follow us on social media at scenicroots423. Listen to us online anytime at WUTC.org and the WUTC app. Join us again next time for Scenic Roots.